This is the worst case scenario. It really doesn't get worse than this. If you're on or you've ever considered doing a carnivore diet, then there is something that we need to talk about. First off, I've got an important message to share with you, and in order to keep sharing these messages, I need your support. For the cost of a simple like and subscribe, you can sponsor a YouTuber for a full 24 hours. Thank you for your support. Together, we can make a difference. So it doesn't get much worse than this. An important message for those on carnivore and those hesitant to start. In 13 months, I've had amazing results on carnivore. Things I never thought I'd see. I feel better. I sleep better. I can see my abs for the first time in 48 years. I don't have arthritis anymore. The list is endless. And I notice more and more improvements every day. Over the last 13 months, I've also communicated with hundreds of people who have had similar results on carnivore. Some people have dropped half their body weight in that space of time. People have reversed their joint pain and arthritis, and people have reversed their diabetes. But what is this worst case scenario? Before we get to that, why do you want to do carnivore? Maybe it's related to diabetes, weight loss, pain recovery, or depression, or it could be all of the above. I'd love to hear what you want to achieve or have achieved with carnivore in the comments below. And whatever it is, on carnivore, you're likely to have success. Maybe it's not going to be 100% fixed, but you're still likely to be doing much better than you are now. But here's the thing, there is a worst possible outcome. And this is relevant to newbies or people who have been doing carnivore for years. If you're a newbie, it's relevant to you because you should know what to expect. And if you've been doing carnivore for months or years, then this is relevant to you because it's another talking point for you. So people have concerns. They are worried about high LDL cholesterol. They're worried about getting scurvy from lack of vitamin C. They're worried about what's going to happen when they're not getting any fiber in their diet. They're worried about getting colon cancer. Worried about high blood pressure. Worried about so many things. And this is where we could get into all the studies. We could talk about all the studies that associate high LDL with cardiovascular disease, or the studies that associate high meat consumption with colon cancer. Trouble is, all these studies have one thing in common. They exclude nuance. Context has been removed. And I can understand why they do this. If you've got all that annoying nuance and context in your study, then you're never going to be able to point to a conclusion. For example, high LDL has been associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. But high LDL in what context? Is high LDL on a regular diet the same as high LDL on a carnivore diet? Meat consumption is associated with a higher risk of colon cancer, but that risk is in what context? You see, in these studies, meat is often defined as any food product containing meat. So meat isn't just a steak. Meat is also a meat pizza. Meat is also a Big Mac. Meat is also 25 hot dogs, including the bun and the ketchup. And we all know that the problem with the pizza and the Big Mac and the hot dogs is the meat. It's got nothing to do with the bread, the condiments, or any of the other stuff that's gone into producing that product. So for this video, we're not actually going to talk about these studies. We're going to talk about something that's much easier to address and much easier to get your head around. The scurvy, the colon cancer, the lack of fiber, and on and on. Why do people continue on with carnivore when they are suffering like this? Why do people continue to promote a way of eating that doesn't make them any money and makes people so sick? Why do people rave about carnivore? Because all of these doom and gloom problems don't seem to present, which is an absolute nightmare for big food, big pharma, and any anti-meat people out there. But here's the worst case scenario. We can all see the carnivores out there. They're quite a vocal group of people regarding their diet and the results they've achieved. They are not suffering from scurvy or deficiencies from a lack of fiber. They are not in intensive care trying to deal with metabolic diseases. They are active, they are healing, and life is the best it's ever been. So if you're about to start carnivore, remember this. The worst case scenario is that you're going to feel better than you do now. And look, you might try it and decide it's not for you, but that's the absolute worst thing that's going to happen. You're not going to wake up on day 2 and find your teeth on the pillow next to you suddenly suffering with scurvy. But you are going to find a number of days in that this way of eating suddenly improves your mood. And over time, you might find that it helps you reverse your metabolic diseases. And it helps you cut your weight. And it gives you more energy. And you build muscle faster than you ever thought possible. And if you need any more convincing to at least give it a try, would you rather look and feel like Sean Baker and Anthony Chafee, or Michael Greger and Neil Barnard? Guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.